Now this beautiful classic Jaguar represents 50 years of XK sports car history from the Coventry manufacturer, dating back to 1948 when the first XK engine was introduced into this XK 120. And over the years Jaguar have produced some wonderful cars, the XK 140 and the XK 150, one of my particular favourites. And then a couple of years ago Jaguar introduced the XK8 to much acclaim. Now if 290 brake horsepower isn't powerful enough for you, if getting to 60 miles per hour in 6.5 seconds isn't fast enough for you, well, your prayers have been answered, your dreams have come true, because now Jaguar introduce the XKR. Okay, cards on the table time. I've always been a big fan of Jaguar cars. I've only ever owned one Jaguar, an XJS, 9 years old, which unfortunately had to go recently due to far too many ominous sounds coming from under the engine and goodness knows where else. But thankfully those days of Jaguar reliability problems have long gone, and the XK8 has gone on to become the fastest selling Jaguar sports car of all time. Well, now the stakes are up considerably with this XKR. Now the new XKR really is drop-dead gorgeous. There are no other words to describe it, and the main visual changes you'll find over the XK8 are this mesh grille at the front. You get these two bonnet louvers which are vital to aid engine cooling. There's also a discrete boot spoiler, again to aid stability, particularly at high speed, and these new huge 18-inch alloy wheels, all subtle, all discreet, but stunning. But it's here under the bonnet where you really need to look. Yes, it's that 4-litre AJ V8 engine, recently introduced to the saloon range, with of course the addition of the supercharger, those Eaton supercharger, and it's even faster than the XJR saloon. Power from this engine is a whopping 370 brake horsepower, 0 to 60 in 5.2 seconds, and a top speed limited to a mere 155 miles an hour. It would go quicker, I'm sure. This is the fastest ever mainstream production Jaguar. That supercharger delivers an extra 80 brake horsepower over the normally aspirated XK8, a car already voted the most beautiful two-seat luxury model in the world. And you can't argue with that, can you? Now, having a car like this with all the comfort, the refinement, and at the cost that this XKR is, really makes me wonder why on earth anybody would want to buy an Aston Martin DB7. The cars are so very similar. They're both quick, they're both supercharged, but the Jaguar is a heck of a lot cheaper. And I drove a DB7 fairly recently, was really rather disappointed. It wasn't as quick as I thought, and it was a manual gearbox which was very difficult to shift. Whereas with the Jaguar XKR you get the choice of an automatic. And that suits me fine, because all you have to do is floor the throttle, the supercharger winds up, just listen to this, and you go. Whoa! So, what else has changed over the XK8? Well, the engineers have modified the suspension, the steering, the braking, and the tyres to optimise the performance of the XKR. Computer-active technology suspension is standard, and this helps to optimise ride and handling in all conditions. It gives excellent body control, particularly at high speed, with a consistent, slightly firmer low-speed ride. Jaguar will be producing around 1,500 XKRs a year, and the UK should see around 500 of those. Now, if you want one, the cost over a standard XK8 is over £9,000. And that means that the cost of the XKR is £59,300 for the coupe, £66,300 for the convertible. Inside the XKR, it's a typical Jaguar. Lots of wood and lots of leather. Standard specification is very high, including a sport leather pack, the wood leather steering wheel and the wooden gear knob, a CD auto changer and a 10-speaker stereo system, cruise control, power foldback mirrors and a headlamp power wash. Now, Nick, what was the main reasoning behind introducing the XKR?
Well, really, because people had said, you got a supercharged engine in the saloon, what will it do in the XK8? And we put it in, found out it did an awful lot. So we're really responding to public demand, I think.
And you're pleased with the way that it's all turned out. And how long has the actual project for the XKR been in development?
Well, very, very quick. Originally, we planned this for 18 months into the future. And then the engineers said, boy, we'd really like to do it quicker, and they pulled this ahead by 18 months. So it's only been, in fact, 18 months in development. So very quick program, great lot of teamwork by the whole XK8 development team.
The XKR is a sports car that's a Grand Tourer and vice versa. Customers wanted an XK8 with more power, and now they've certainly got it. The competition should certainly be worried. Cars like the Mercedes SL, the Porsche 911, BMW 850 and perhaps Aston Martin, they can't match the XKR for performance. The only car that does come close is the Mercedes SL 600, but that's £40,000 more. So Jaguar have come up with a great all-round package in the shape of the new XKR.